What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We have a great video. We're going to talk about the end of Lyft. Before we jump in this video, we wanted to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, Play Octopus. Play Octopus is an incredible service for drivers. They send you a free tablet in the mail. You set this tablet up in your car on the headrest, and customers can play games, win prizes, and you make more money when they do. On top of that, the 40,000 plus drivers on Play Octopus have reported higher earnings overall, more tips, and higher ratings as well. It's a great piece of additional entertainment. It's an easy way to stand out against your competition. You guys need to check this out. They're in pretty much every major market, and I left a link in the description below so you guys can look into it. Let's dive in. So, a lot of cities and state municipalities have been vying for Uber and Lyft to essentially go fully electric. The major flack, as you guys know, over the years has been, oh, this is killing our carbon footprint, all these extra cars on the road. To me, I always thought it had to even out at least a little bit. A lot of people, you guys know this, you've had probably numerous passengers that have said they've sold their cars since Uber and Lyft came out to just use rideshare. Not even factoring in the amount of taxi cab drivers that quit. So I always thought it evened out, but I can see a world where, yes, maybe there are a lot more cars on the road now. However, I call BS on that whole statement and the idea that Uber's little green emission, which I don't think Lyft can do. I think that's the biggest reason Lyft will fall out, is Uber will make an attempt to go fully electric. They'll probably be able to pull it off. I think it'll end in automation and none of us having jobs. But I don't think Lyft can do that. I don't think they're going to be able to pull in the money or the investors to go fully electric, to release automation, to release EVs to their drivers the way Uber has already started to. So they're going to fall off the map. And to be honest, we all kind of saw this coming. They were late to the game. Even though they did grow pretty quickly, they're dying out. I would argue both companies are, but I think Lyft will be the first one to go. But what bothers me is how everybody thinks that, oh, we solved this problem by putting a boatload of Teslas on the market. I love Elon Musk. I think Teslas are super sick cars, and that's great. But I think you're fooling yourself if you think you're some tree hugger because you buy a Tesla. It's not the case. In the US, transportation accounts for 27% of greenhouse gas emissions. Most of these emissions come from burning gasoline and diesel in internal combustion engines. Thanks to a healthy economy, the amount of driving is at an all-time high and growing. Yeah, healthy economy, right. To combat the resulting growth in emissions, some assume that electric-powered vehicles will allow traffic to continue to grow and contribute for a better environment. However, electric vehicles can only go so far in addressing environmental goals. They have three main shortcomings. The main one being they're not as environmentally friendly as they seem. Determining the environmental impact of any vehicle means studying its full life cycle from production through disposal. The environmental effectiveness of electric vehicles depends heavily on the type of fuel used to create the electricity. Coal. Which is far dirtier than burning gasoline. This is something I told all my friends from day one that were like, oh, I'm going to go grab me a Tesla or the Spark or like the other, electric vehicles that are not nearly as cool as Teslas because I want to reduce my carbon footprint. I care about the environment and you don't with your diesel truck or whatever you drive. And I'm like, dude, like, get a hold of yourself. Coal, which is far dirtier than burning gasoline, still makes up about 30% of electricity production in the U.S. In the U.S. regions that generate electricity with hydroelectric, solar, or wind power. Could see some environmental benefits from increased electric vehicle use, but in order to replace the 133 billion gallons of gasoline consumed each year, the U.S. would have to produce nearly 30% more electricity, straining the grid and requiring new sources of electricity. Electric vehicles become even less environmentally friendly when factoring in the harmful effects of mining for the rare metals like the lithium necessary for the vehicle's batteries. And if you haven't done some research on what lithium mining looks like, you need to look into this because that is a horrendous industry. in all aspects, humanitarian, all aspects. Look into how your iPhone battery is made. It is, you practically won't even want to own the phone when you learn about it. And of disposing or recycling, which still creates emissions, those batteries at the end of their lives. Think about also what happens to those batteries when they're used up. A small portion of the total vehicle fleet, while sales of electric vehicles grew by an impressive 37%, and consumers will soon have even more options, only 160,000 electric vehicles were sold, and this was back in 2016, and less than 1% of the 17.6 million vehicles sold that year. Even if the EV market grows at 100% annually, it will take nearly 10 years, and I would say probably 20 or 30 at least, for all new vehicles to become fully electric, and even then, 3/4 of the total fleet would still be gasoline-powered models. Full fleet turnover is just going to take much longer. So the main thing that I think is people love to think that electricity is just generated from thin air. And it's not the case. It's very far from the case. Mining this lithium and creating these batteries is a massive, massive output. And like the article said, it takes coal, which is very, very dirty for the environment. So I bring all this up to say that Uber acting like they care about the environment because they're going to launch their fully electric fleet and we want to do our part is a crock of you-know-what. It is complete BS. They don't care. They're doing everything they can, scrambling to appease their lobbyists, to appease these government agencies that claim they also care about the environment. There is a problem, I'm not going to deny that, but the solution isn't you doing your part by buying a Tesla. So if they do push for all these, for the rideshare giants to go fully electric, Uber might survive. And like I said, it'll be through automation. Lyft will be long gone. They just can't make it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out Play Octopus, linked in the description, guys. This is a freaking amazing platform. It is the best out there for rideshare drivers. Stay safe out there more than anything, and stay tuned for more updates.